Hello, my name is Nishad Fernandez, and I am a Customer Experience Manager here at StopIt Solutions. Today I'm going to walk through how to receive and respond to an emergency alert for your organization using our 911 Direct Panic platform. Now, before we go into the platform, I'm going to show you how a user can send an emergency using the app. I am logged into my employee account on my phone, and for the purposes of this presentation, I will be sending an emergency report as this employee. I'm going to go ahead and click the big red button labeled Report Emergency. There will be a 30-second timer as indicated by the line on the bottom of my screen. If the user does not hit the Report Now button within that time frame, the emergency will be automatically reported. Here you will see I have an option of selecting the type of category I would like to report the emergency for. So I'm going to go ahead and select Fire. Here you will see the district I'm logged into, as well as the option to call and text 911. Now, once a user sends an emergency report, all internal responders on the account will receive the notification first. The notification will be through text and email. Since I'm showing you how to respond to an emergency alert using our web platform, I'm going to go ahead and log into admin.sisalert.com. Now, once I log in, you can see it directs me to the home page. On the home page, there are 3 ways for you to view the emergency report. The first way is the red banner on top of my screen. As you can see here, it says there is one active emergency. The second way is by clicking the Emergencies button on the top of my screen. And the third way is by clicking the View Emergencies button in the middle of my screen. I'm going to go ahead and click on the red banner on the top. Now, once I click into it, you will see it directs me to a page which gives me a summary of the emergency, as well as actions I can take. At the top here, you will see the type of emergency that was declared and the timestamp it was declared. In the middle of my screen, I see that the emergency report number, as well as a Declare Emergency button. On the left side of my screen, you will see a summary of the emergency, including user status, emergency number, the date and time and organization, who it was reported by, any chat messages, the geofence, if police were notified, any active location check-ins, total check-ins, and average time to check-in. In the middle of my screen, you will see an audit of every action taken on this emergency. As you can see here, I see that the emergency was declared at 4:49 p.m. on February 17th. I also see that the emergency was categorized as a fire. On the right side of my screen, you will see a list of actions. This is the section you will need to utilize to respond to the emergency. Let's go through these one by one. The first option is lockdown. You will need to click here and toggle the button to on if you decide that the emergency requires your organization to go into lockdown. Once I click save, you will see that the audit in the middle of my screen indicates a lockdown was shared by an internal responder. Additionally, any users that you have shared this emergency with will receive a text message from 1-888-498-6977 indicating there has been a lockdown in the organization. If you would like to lift the lockdown, go back into lockdown, toggle the button to off, click save, and you will see that the lockdown was lifted on the audit. This will also be shared with the other users. The second option under Actions is Type. Here's where you can change the emergency type. A list of categories will pop up and you will need to select the appropriate type of emergency and then click Save. So I'm going to go ahead and change this emergency to bus accident. I'm going to go ahead and hit Save. And as you can see here, on the audit screen, the emergency type was updated to bus accident. The third option is notify roles. This is very important for you to know, as this is the way you will be able to notify other users in your organization of the emergency. Once you click Notify Roles, a list of all of your user categories will pop up, and you will need to toggle the button for the users you would like notified. And as you can see, the button for the internal responders was already on. And this is because internal responders always receive the report first. And it is up to the internal responders to decide if and who they would like to release the emergency report to. Once I click Save, you will see the audit report will include the users I have released the emergency to, as well as a timestamp this was done. In the case you change your mind and you don't want one of the user categories to view the report, you can go back and turn the Notify Role button off for that user category and click Save. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off for customers and click Save. Momentarily, you will see the audit indicates the emergency was revoked from the user group and the timestamp it was revoked. The fourth option under Actions is Send Update. Here is where you can type a message as an update and select which user groups you would like to share that update with, including who reported the emergency. So I'm going to go ahead and type a message and then click Create. Once I click Create, this message will be shared with everybody in the user categories you have shared the emergency with. And as you can see here on the audit, the emergency update has been reflected with the message I typed. The fifth option is Location. This is where you can update the location of the emergency if necessary. I'm going to go ahead and type in another address, different from the location it was initially reported for. I'm going to also include some additional notes. Now, once I click Save, you will see a blue banner at the top of my screen indicating that the emergency location was updated, and it will also be included on the audit report. The users that you share the location and the emergency with will also be notified of the location update. Now, the sixth option is Maps. This feature is pretty great because you can see a map of where the emergency was reported, as well as the users that have checked in and where they fall on the map. As you can see here, my employee who started the emergency has a black pinpoint, as indicated by my guide here. And once I click on her name, I can see where she's located on the map in relation to the emergency. On the right side of my screen, I can see a list of all of the users in my organization, if they have checked in, their status, and their check-in time. I'm going to go back to my emergency. Now, before I go into the last step under Actions, which is Resolve, I'm going to direct your attention to the summary on the left side of the screen. Besides the summary of the emergency, you will notice you'll be able to click on Chat Messages. Here is where you can send a message directly to the user who reported the emergency. Keep in mind that this is different from Send Update, as Send Update will send a message to all of the users you select. Chat messages are sent directly to the user who reported the emergency. I'm going to go ahead and type a message and click Send. Now I'm going to go ahead and drag my phone over so you can see how the message looks. Now, as you can see, the user will also be able to see an audit of all of the actions taken on the emergency. And once a message arrives, they will just have to click on View. And here's where they can actually see the message. If they choose to respond, this is where they will also respond. So I'm going to go ahead and respond as the employee and let the internal responder know I'm okay. Now going back to my admin portal on the web, I'm going to go ahead and refresh my page just to make sure all information has been transferred. And as you can see here, I see that there are 3 chat messages. That indicates to me that there is a new chat message. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And I'm able to view the messages that was sent by the user. So I'm going to go ahead and respond. And now I'm going to move on. The other option under summary is active location check-ins. Here is where you will be able to see which users have checked in and what their role is. The final step in responding to an emergency is resolving it. We do want to make sure that all emergencies are marked as resolved so your users and your organization are aware. Resolving is pretty simple. Just click the resolve option under action and you will have the option to type a message. Then just click resolve. Once you do this, you will be directed back to the main page for emergencies, and any other emergencies you have listed will show up here. Once you do this, all users will receive an email and text notification that the emergency was resolved. As you can see here, I do not have any more emergencies to address, so I am good to go. Thank you so much for your time, and you have a lovely day.